Welcome. In honor of our nation, please remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, of the free, and the home of the free, home of the
Please be seated. Good evening, members of the class of 2021, parents, family members, friends, and guests. I'm Betty Tisch, president of the class of 2021. It's incredible that we're all gathered here today and get to see each other's faces instead of a bunch of black squares. It's now my pleasure to introduce the honored guests, Myers Park's administrative team, and this year's valedictorians and salutatorians. Please stand as you are recognized. Mark Bosco, principal. Lenora Shipp, Board of Education, member at large, and Myers Park parent. Margaret Marshall, Board of Education, member District 5, and Myers Park parent. Ernest Winston, superintendent. Tara Sullivan, Central 2 Learning Community superintendent. Our school representatives are Allison Davis, assistant principal of instruction. Justin Holt, assistant principal. Tyson Jeffis, assistant principal. Michelle Richards, assistant principal. Summer Blount, dean of students. Brian Freeland, dean of students. And Tyler Mavity, dean of students. Thank you all for being a part of our graduation ceremony. It's now my pleasure to announce this year's valedictorian and salutatorian. Our valedictorian is Clayton Odell, and our salutatorian is Jane Jeffries. Congratulations. A couple weeks ago, someone asked me if the class of 2021 had a theme song. Considering the masks we're all wearing, my first thought was Sicko Mode by Travis Scott. But bad puns aside, I've been thinking about the songs that have defined our time in high school. I remember the 538 times we rolled our eyes to the morning announcements music. I think back to singing the national anthem from Freshman Hill, and then the excitement of singing it from the front row in the stands. And I'll never forget the feeling of dancing with friends at Sadie's, and everyone somehow remembering every word of Snoop Dogg's part in Baby by Justin Bieber. The soundtrack of our senior class has been triumphant at times, somber at others, and always remarkable. We've persevered through awkward breakout rooms and unending calendar changes to create joy in a senior year where we thought there would be none. I know we'll keep this same resilience and optimism with us, wherever our future plans might take us. Today, we all walk across the same stage, though we each have a unique background and story. Athletes and mathletes, gamers and debaters, musicians and chefs. It's amazing how we are all so different, but together, we've created a symphony of our time here at Myers Park. Each of you has a powerful story to share with the world, and your distinct voice is too important to keep silent. So take pride in your time as a Mustang and carry the friendships, lessons, and memories of these past 4 years with you as you reach greater heights. Class of 2021, our song has just begun. Next, I'd like to welcome our valedictorian, Clayton Odell.
Good afternoon, seniors. Congratulations. I can't believe we've made it to graduation and are getting ready to call ourselves Myers Park alum. That's insane. Every time I think about our past 4 years, I picture the quad. The Myers Park quad was a constant for us through change. At first, we came in and we literally didn't know where to go. We were lost and confused, and some days when the rain created a deadly swamp of a quad, we were almost certain we would fall. Not only was I lost in the quad as a freshman, but I think as many of us were, I was struck with a feeling of insignificance. It seemed almost impossible to imagine my significance as one kid out of an incomprehensible 3,600 in the school. But over these 4 years, I realized the unique significance that we each have, and I became empowered to find my role in this community. Eventually, we all found our paths and our roles here, and we mastered the quad. And we learned that the power of this huge school is how we cross paths with each other and draw strength from our diversity. No matter how well developed our paths or our goals were, none of us were on them alone. We challenged and supported each other. We picked each other up when things got too muddy and messy. We encouraged each other. Because as Dr. Martin Luther King said, I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. Similar to how our paths in the quad continuously intersected, our lives have been and are that intertwined. We are each a unique part of this incredibly connected community. As I look around, I see artists, volunteers, family care providers, scientists, athletes, and even students who have made their mark by forking the quad. One way or another, we each found our place, our significance. And soon we're each going to find some new place where initially it may not be comfortable, and we may not know our way around, and we may worry that at some point we'll slip and fall and look foolish. But just as we did in the messy MP quad, we will find our footing. We will find where we each make an impact. And if we keep supporting each other along the way, we'll get there even faster. Class of 2021, congratulations. I'm so excited to see where our future endeavors take us and what paths we choose. And so for one last moment of spirit together, ready? MP, MP, MP. Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome our salutatorian, Jane Jeffries.
Well, Mustangs, I think it's safe to say this hasn't been the year we were all expecting. This is actually one of the first school events this year where I'm not wearing my pajamas, as far as you know. There were countless mornings during freshman and sophomore year when my 6 a.m. alarm made me want to stay home. I've learned to be careful what I wish for. Because we haven't been on campus for most of this year, we already know some of the things we will miss most about Myers Park after we graduate. For me, it'll be walking in the quad with friends, seeing the sunrise from the parking lot that I would never willingly get up early enough to watch, getting fist bumps from Colson on my way to class, watching students awkwardly sprint through the quad with 15-pound backpacks on after the sound of the magical bell, and chanting MP You Know at sporting events. While I am sad that we missed out on these things for most of the year, I am so proud of us for making the most of it. In the first 3 years of high school, I learned countless lessons in the classrooms of Myers Park about history, math, English, and science. This year, I learned about life, all from the comfort of my bed. We all worked on our adaptability and patience, which we will carry with us far into the future. We were resilient. We did not allow our circumstances to determine the outcome of our year, and we made it our own. I would like to thank our teachers for talking to black screens all year and for being understanding and encouraging throughout this difficult time. I would also like to thank our friends and family members in the audience for supporting us for all of these years. Finally, I would like to thank the class of 2021 for creating a community in which we could laugh, cry, complain, and share. I know that we could not have accomplished this without each other. Mustangs, we did it, and I know that we will all be ready for whatever the future holds. Next, I'd like to welcome our principal, Mr. Mark Bosco.
Before I make some remarks, I would like to observe a moment of silence for 3 active members of this class who passed much too early and are not with us here today. So this moment of silence is for Reggie DeVoe, Ben Hager, and Josias Lowry. Thank you for that. Next, before I make these remarks, I would be remiss if I didn't just acknowledge the incredible year we've had, and we need a round of applause for the folks that have made this happen, that have supported not only you all as students, but they've helped support me. And please, if you would join me in giving a round of applause for our teachers. Thank you. Good afternoon, members of the Board of Education, senior executive staff, honored parents, staff, and students. Thank you for being here today to recognize and celebrate the achievements of our graduating seniors of Myers Park High School 2021. I am so proud of the work of these students, and I'm equally proud of the work of our staff. We spent 4 years together, and we're always going to share a special bond. And a third of that time was spent in remote and hybrid instruction. In previous years, this would be the time of my speech when I would talk about the many experiences that we all shared, like crowded halls, sports, clubs, community service, projects, homecoming, championships, talent show, senior carnival, concerts, awards ceremonies, the morning show, sharing laughs, and prom, and I could go on and on. But this class had to experience something a little different. While we did share in many of these experiences that I just mentioned, this class missed out on many junior and senior, what I would call rites of passage, and many of them we've been celebrating for decades. And for that, I'm personally very sorry. In the last 15 months, we've endured something unprecedented in our recent history: the disruption and quarantining of our society due to a global pandemic. And as a history teacher, I understand that sounds pretty dramatic. We have experienced one of the most significant events in our lifetimes, and maybe one of the most significant events in recent world history, but time will tell. We have also felt waves of protest and civil unrest in response to social injustice, and observed division with many leaders, elected officials, and influencers offering different definitions of success and progress. Now, as we transition back to a sense of normalcy, there is so much that remains uncertain and simply unknown. And whether you are aware of it or not, change occurred, and it had both positive and negative elements. As you prepare for what's next for you and start navigating these times, I would like to share 2 ideas with the word why, or associated with the word why, that may help you. This first idea centers around understanding and finding what motivates you, makes you come alive. What are your strengths and passions? What is your center and your value? This is your motivation in life. This is your why. It's not what you do, it's why you do it. Getting good grades in high school, making friends, engaging in hobbies and interests, and going to college and choosing a career. That's what you do. But coming to terms with why you make these decisions and choices is way more important. Author and motivational speaker Simon Sinek offers that companies, teams, and individuals who understand their why are hands down more successful, effective, and ultimately happier, living fulfilled lives. And as I'm sure many of you have already been asked by extended family and friends, so what are you going to do after high school? What are you going to study in college? What are your plans, or what are you going to do for a living? But maybe the more important question is, why do you want to do those things? Now, it's okay if you're not really sure what your why is just yet, but just don't forget to work on it. Remember, life will come at you fast. Well, just ask your parents. And too many people focus on the what of life rather than the why of life. Happiness comes from your why. So find yours and keep it at the center of all that you do. The other idea revolving around why that I wanted to share with you today is embracing a questioning spirit by asking yourself and others why, as much as possible. I encourage this spirit in an attempt to seek clarity and understanding as opposed to creating discord and divisiveness. This also means asking yourself why you think the way you do. Why do you believe this, or why do you value that? Whether it has to do with news, media, politics, science, economics, social justice, family, friends, etc., ask yourself why and analyze all the facts. Unpack biases, beliefs, and prejudgments. You may even ask yourself, why is this advice even important? And that's totally fair. As you move through adulthood, this questioning spirit, asking yourself why, is the only way to ensure that your beliefs and values are truly yours and not someone else's. Now, I know right now many of you just can't wait to graduate and move on from high school, but let's just take a minute, look around this room, take it all in, because I'm going to assure you that you're going to spend the rest of your life wishing you were back in high school. You, the class of 2021, are ready and prepared for the challenges of the 21st century. You have the knowledge and the skills, so get out there and make your mark. Thank you. And now for the exciting time. Seniors, when your name is called, we're going to present these diplomas. Come forward to receive your diploma.
Christiana Eileen Lahai. Grace Hillary Landrum. Anne Elizabeth Lapiana. Madison Antonina Lastoria. Todd Holden Lautenschlager. Emily Michelle Lawler. Elliot Scott Laurie. Morgan Elizabeth Lee. Lillian Grace Leeson. Brianna Simone Lehman. Jada Patterson.
Julia Claire Lisey. Adam Levin. Cole Richard Levy. Ian Robert Lewis. Casey Sil Liang. Elizabeth Hope Lindsay. Henry Boyd Lindsay. Connor James Lindsley. Lauren Archer Livingston. Ashley Alejandra Lobos Nahera. Aidan Loganaban. Laura Losa. Olivia Loic. Madison Evelyn Loico. Altieri Lopez Perdomo. Jennifer Marisol Lopez Rodriguez.
Faith Shannon Laux. Tehran Malik Love. Daisy Marie Lovett. William Pearson Walker Lucas. Kellen Elizabeth Lucchese. Caroline Melaine Luff. Kyle Lucinda Lumsden. Emaya Ari Lynch. Ryan Patrick Lynch. Carissa Riley Lynn. George Wilson Macon. Denaja Quinyana Maddox. Alexander McLean Madry. Vidisha Mahajan. Emma Christine Malik. Scarlett Diana Maldonado Serna.
Heidi Norbeli Maldonado Vasquez. Zan Jake Maley. Olivia Shannon Maley. Athanasia Georgios Manales. Zachary Frost Manigan. Allison Wynn Markert. William Leggett Marler. Lisbeth Aurelie Martinez Arce. Gloria Elizabeth Martinez Cruz. Mary Elizabeth Martini. Peyton Elizabeth Maslin. Claire Alexandra Masonis. Catherine Ava Masadi. Denaya Lanae Maxwell.
Regina Mazzari. Anna Grace McCall. Elizabeth Anna McCarthy. Ellie Salome McClellan. Liv Newell McClintock. Robert Maxwell McCracken. Carson Lynn Marie McCullough. Andreas Anthony Vellucci McDonald. Dylan Wynn McEldowney. Millie Ann McInnes. Ariana Unique McIntyre. Bradford Douglas McEwen. Samuel McLean. James Grayson McLennan. Leela Shepard McMillan. Eugene Quadio Maya.
Caroline Elizabeth Messia. Alejandra Michelle Mejias Padua. Michelle Alejandra Mejias Padua. Ryan Mikkel Nawson Redfern. Brinkley McEachin Melvin. Megan Elise Merritt. Claire Yvonne Mezebov. Brian Anthony Masado. Luke Grand Metzler. Brandon Thomas Miller. Desmond Antonio Miller. L. Sophia Miller. Jack Alexander Mintich.
Janaya Jashanti Mitchell. Jared Donzel Mitchell. Cosette Amelia Mitchum. Charles Leland Modisett. Amani Tahira Mohammed. Tyru Abdul Isaka Mohammed. Nicole Ann Moore. Kidron Colleen Moorhead. Juan Carlos Mora Figueroa. Emily Page Morgan. Jillian Kathleen Morgan. Michelle Marie Morrison. Kason Markeith Moses.
Madison Gabriella Moss. Jaden Murphy. George Samuel Murray. Joshua Kavanaugh Maidash. Energy Monroe. Emerson James Nadelman. James Trevor Nance. Mary Catalia Natradal. Cameron Nobles Naumann. Cullen Michael Neal. Ramel Daquan Neely. Tanaya DeSanti Niplo. Nia Simone Nelson.
Molly Rose Noose. Jasmine Zhu Newman. Benjamin Nguyen. Mitchell Yahau Nguyen. Benjamin Bowden Nicholson. Lane Hart Nicholson. Alana Joy Lauren Nickelberry. Keegan Olivia Noble. Miles Evan Norman. Killian McNamara Norvell. Kayla Ruth Nugent. Charles Namdi Wachuku. Mary Catherine O'Brien. Clayton Elizabeth Odell.
Rosemary Claire O'Neill. Demarie Delray Oates. Reed Joseph Obeck. Matthew Henry Oliver. Lucy Jane Osborne. Fatima Osman. Ryan Hamid Osman. Samuel Cooper Owens. William Hayden Owens. Wilson Franklin Owens. Danny Andres Padilla Perlata. Ella Harrison Page. David Uvaldo Palacios. Anjali Rajeskumar Pancholi.
Siddhant Kailash Panda. Zachary Michael Papadeus. William Alexander Pappas. Lauren Bettis Parrish. Tejas Shilpish Patel. Halsey Ann Patrick. Henry McKay Patterson. Daniel Leor Perlman. Christian Nasir Pendergrass. Greta Estefania Perez Cobo. Catherine Joanna Perez Pukir. Samuel James Perrin. Emma Catherine Peterson.
Garen Thomas Peterson. Anna Kate Petrikoff. Ryan Brooks Petty. Courtney Marie Philippe. Ella Marie Pyatt. Nicole Sarah Pinkley. Claire Elise Correa. Trip Roger Allen Portero. Robert Joseph Pozlusny. Samuel Joseph Prelip. Eleanor Hebert Price. Riley Elizabeth Puckett. Soraya Dominique Pugh. Caroline Frances Pulliam. Catherine Penina Pulliam. Ilich Gabriel Quintero Bravo.
Peyton Lynn Rarig. Alexander Marshall Rambo. Brian Marshall Ramsey. Brock James Randall. Brian Eric Ratledge. Luciana Maria Raymond. Flo Record. Catherine Williams Redden. Caroline Carson Redding. Jarik Nathaniel Redfern. Kadarin Cameron Redfern. Amelia Grace Reeves. Nathan Douglas Rainey. Davis Cole Rempson. Nicholas Arturo Reynoso.
Diana Eileen Riera. Ariana Elise Rivera. Aim Roberg. Henry Marshall Roberts. Charles Luke Robinson. Ellen Watts Robinson. Riley Zane Howell Robinson. William Cranford Robinson. Camilla Chantal Rodriguez. Robbie Raimo Raunicelo Jarmin. Stephanie Valentina Rojas Escobar. Samantha Margaret Ronsevich. Angie Janae Rose. Abigail Garces Roselli. Catherine Ann Rowe. Anna Elizabeth Royals.
Abby Elizabeth Royal. Margaret Emery Rush. Alexandra Elizabeth Ryan. Henry Joseph Ryan. Maddie Rollison Ryan. Yamini Sagurthi. Patrick Leonardo St. Alban. Valerie Paulina Salazar Casas. Sanchi Avantika Sampath. Brian Sanchez Segura. Sin Sang. Grace Marie Santana. Anthony Wilfredo Santos Suarez. John Patrick Sapp. Claire Elizabeth Sasser. Ann Corbett Saunders.
James Kent Savage. Lucas Robert Shear. Gabrielle Eber Schell. Henry Maher Schmidley. Ezekiel Adam Schmitz. Jack William Schenig. Riley Jean Sellers. Sydney Campbell Sellers. James Lockwood Sellner. Kaylin Jean Sarpa. Camille Elise Settles. Cleo Marie Shannon. Mavril Rupal Sharma. Thomas Mason Shelley.
Savannah Elaine Shelton. Sophia Elizabeth Shelton. Frederick Austin Sherman. Elena Grace Sheward. John Parker Shimp. Alyssa Seach. David Alessandro Silva. Hannah Tedla Sima. James Bentley Simpson. Roy Joseph Siplon. Lucas Arndt Sizemore. Andrew James Slavin. Sophie K. Sladen. Marco Edward Cison Sloan, Emma Starr Small, Haley Monique Smar,
Amina Simone Smith, Clara Elizabeth Smith, Macy Ann Smith, Kwamari Smith, Thomas Walker Smith, Elon Sokolovsky Hull, Kylie Angelia Song, Jane Lowry Sorrells, Lillian Sims Sorrells, Kelvin Soto, Benjamin King Spear, Justin Reed Spiceman, Che Emanuele Spiotti, Sophia Sunna Spivey, Treasure Amioni Springs, Alexander Peter Stambuck,
Robert Stone Starling, Stella Rose Stevens, Catherine Harper Stewart, Charlotte Rose Stewart, Sarah Catherine Stoller, Sarah Isabella Stortstrom, Shania Amari Stowe, Zachary Michael Strasser, Sloan Ariana Strauss, May Beatrice Strauss, Lindsay Allison Strasser, Jessica Marlin Suarez, Adam Taylor Suggs, Connor Lee Sewell, Karina Elizabeth Surya Cortez, Nicholas Owl Sutton,
Lily Marie Margaret Sweet, Patrick Lawson Swisher, Ryan Henry Zecker, Emery Egan Talbot, Carney Quinn Talbot, Kendall Gabrielle Talby, Marquand Trey Taylor, Jennings Gray Teague, Trilla Isabel Teague, Walker Reed Terrell, Mujaya Imaj Chum, Mujasa Imaj Chum, Spencer Adam Thomas, William McLeod Thomas, Lauren Lane Thompson, Blair Elizabeth Tilley, Michaela Nicole Tinsley,
Betty Grace Tish, Libni Torres, Eliza V. Tran, Jenna New Tran, Amelia Travis, Sarah Angelica Trohanowski, Liam Conrad Trosh, Imani Troutman, Ben Everett Tucci, Jackson Montema Tuttle Luft, Sophie Elizabeth Tyndall, Anna Marcille Vetter, Carla Gabriela Velez,
Stephen Mahanri Ventura Rosa, Harrison Charles Vignes, Jose Luis Villegas III, Charles Malcolm Visor, Vidisha Voleti, Sophia Marie Clara von Hennings, Anya Maria Paula Vurakis, Kiara Zaquariel Walker, Ashton Grace Walthall, Carson Davis Walthall, Sarah Caitlin Walthall, Tanaya Diaz Walton, Jeremiah Larry Watts Neely,
William Kingsley Weatherly, Caleb Evan Weaver, Sadie Adele Marie Weiss, Emma Mae Whitaker, Connor William White, Camden Ruth Whitlock, Keith Allen Franklin Whitner, Connor Barnes Wilkinson, Elenia Tavariana Williams, Kylie Jade Williams, Hamlin Albert Williams Tracy, Miranda Carol Wilson, Kenzo Innocent Wimple, Jacqueline Warwick Winborn,
David Worth Winslow, Dylan Cassidy Winstead, Christopher Hayden Woolen, Margaret Hayden Woolen, Jashad Montel Adeli Wright, Cherish Lene Wiley, Jamarian Amante Wiley, Kizayan Ashanti Yergin, Aaron Semre Yadego, Ella Marie Young, Josue David Zafra, David Orlando Zarate Duarte, Anna Hargett Zimmerman, Luciano Robert Zito,
Jose Adonai Martinez Melgar, Michael Giorgio Melaragno, Malia Melson, Carter Allen Milkey, Cameron Alexander Minter, Conrad Alois Mostel, Christian Moran Arita, Eli Douglas Morgan, Madeline Christine Morris, Madden Daniel Muhammad, Michelle Holly Wen, Kyle William Novak, Dim San Nuam, Isaiah Okechukwu Ofume, Siri Nicole Patterson, Hunter Elizabeth Presson, Christian Trejo Ramos, Quinn Albee Rhodes, Evan Scott Rochan,
Notion Salam, Gabrielle Shamshur, Sierra Ann Tischler, Clay Hurley Tobin, Savaniah Deshanique Villa, Michael Brandon Warner, Dante Alvin Ward, Aiden Miles Watkins, DeAndre Jermaine Watson, Jack Young Wilkerson, Adina Mariam Yunus, Ivan Zhao, Hannah Bella Zurinkas.
Seniors, please stand. By the power invested in me by the State of North Carolina Department of Public Instruction and the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Board of Education, as principal of Myers Park High School, I now pronounce you graduates of Myers Park High School. You may move your tassel to the left. Congratulations, class of 2021.